Little do you all know, I was recording the entire 45 minutes of audio setup.
No, you were
Were you?
not.
That will be the whole episode.
No.
I'm so excited to hear it because I didn't listen to it the first time.
Oh, man.
Lisa, much
Yeah,
fun.
Kennedy abandoned the men of the group to solve the technical issues, which we did. Technically, Ella did.
You're
Ella
welcome.
got
I
it
did
done.
it.
Actually, Ella figured
did
it out
it.
on her
Ella
own.
did
I
it.
figured
So,
it out on my own.
I am
None
just,
of y'all's
I
things
am
worked.
just a feeble woman who reads smut. I am just a feeble woman who reads smut. That's all I'm here for.
As punishment, I think Kennedy should be the first one.
Kennedy
to give a
should
fun
go
fact.
for. Actually, Kennedy should do two
All in
facts.
favor?
Kennedy,
Two
Kennedy,
facts?
two facts.
All in favor of two facts?
I'm here
Raise
for
your
a
hand.
crumb fun
Raising my
fact.
hand.
That's what I
Okay.
signed up for.
Yes, yep, cool.
Kennedy's
Kennedy
doing
died
two
What?
first? Okay.
All right, Kennedy, yeah, you
What?
die first. Cool.
Yep.
Why are we anti-me right now? Krim has saved your asses so many times. So many times.
Should've been-
We'll
has
see
Krim
if we can do it
saved-
again.
Should have
Both
been involved in
y'all's
the trauma
asses.
that was the audio setup. I don't know what to tell you.
Hell no.
All of our
Hell
characters
no.
all have new trauma, which was the 45 minutes of audio setup.
All of us have that trauma now.
I don't.
Don't even. Can we? No. Let's just. Let's continue forward. Forward into.
I can
the
give you a
future.
Krim fun fact. Can we start?
Yes, please do.
Okay. Beautiful, gorgeous listeners. As you may have known, everybody's anti-me right now. Kennedy. Right here.
Boo.
Because I did not partake in the grueling audio setup because I don't know anything about technology. So I wasn't gonna be any help. So I stayed out of it and read my smut. Anyways, okay, anyway, fun fact about Krim. Krim loves to read. That's Krim fact.
What does she?
Oh
Well,
gosh.
she has similar tastes to my own
Okay.
Really?
taste. Yeah, which
they have that back then?
There's
Yeah,
always
That's
What
been
do you
all
mean?
back then.
Okay, that's fair. As long as written languages
It's always
existed, I
been
guess.
smut. And it's almost always like fantasy. Krim is a very big reader and avid of fantasy, even though she doesn't believe any of it is real. Even though she is an elf and like lives in a magical world, like she believes the things of her world. But those fantasy books are based on like a whole different set of magical
Yeah,
things.
let me just make
so
that
she's
real
like,
quick,
that's
hold on.
bull.
They're based on our reality. They're sci-fi books. They're sci-fi books.
No,
Is
no,
it
no,
just
they're-
historical documentation? If it's fantasy?
No, because this fantasy is a fantasy to Krebs' world.
Okay. Is this like in that fun fact with Jesse's fun cards that are all like normal?
Yeah.
Instead of like.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the same universe. Got it.
Very similar.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
I hope someday I get to see a cow.
Yeah, a cow. Maybe we'll find it. Who wants to go next?
Is Ella fun facting or no?
We're gonna hold on. We're gonna wait on that. Don't worry. We'll get there.
Y'all will hear a fun fact about me. Y'all just have to wait.
It's
You
eventually.
can
I will
butt in at any time to interrupt us. So.
It's eventually.
I will say right now, I do have a small stutter, so if I am struggling to talk, I am okay.
Cool.
Hell yeah, brother.
Good to know.
Not having a stroke.
Yes.
Good stuff.
No
Glad
need to be
hear it.
nervous.
Listeners, if she did, there's nothing we could or would do about it. I'm sorry, Ella. I call 911. I'm sorry.
Guys,
There's not a whole lot I would do.
Spencer.
Yeah.
Spencer.
Yeah.
Spencer is the only one here who does know where I live, so he would have to be the one to say, go to this place.
I think.
I've been to your apartment one time.
How do we get here?
I don't know.
Fun fact.
JD fun
JD's
fact.
fun fact. JD's fun fact. JD is a big fan of different kinds of scents.
Oh.
So what he
Like
will
money?
no, what
Or like smells.
like smells, SCENTS scents. So he will like in his woodland era, he would go into the forest and like first he would like check with his almanac and like make sure it wasn't poisonous, but then he would just rub random leaves on himself like in different locations to see what they smelled like. And he's come up with a series of like oils and perfumes that he kind of like busts out on certain occasions.
So you're saying JD invented cologne?
Not that he invented it, but that he might have the best shit on the market.
Okay. I like
Or does
it.
JD have a like essential oils multi-level marketing scheme?
Would not call it that, but he does have 12 or 15 siblings that do sell it to travelers. and he does get a cut.
Here's my snake oil.
Yep. Well, but it's great. It's a good product. He's giving them bargain prices for it.
For all those who wander in.
200 gold a bottle. Don't worry about it.
They
Oh,
wander
God.
into this forest and they're like, I'm dying. And then they get picked up by like a traveling salesman. He's like, yeah, I'll save you if you buy my merchandise.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I'll give you free food in exchange for monetary compensation.
Hey, it's
Honestly,
the
fair.
American healthcare system.
It's the fairest. That sounds like the U.S. government to me. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
don't worry about that.
So, I think we have one more person for a fun fact. Who could it be?
Oh God, who is it?
I don't know. You
Don't
tell
know.
me.
What's it? The little fun fact for anything is gonna be that they are still not familiar with how like money works, with how much currency is worth a certain value.
That's amazing.
And so whenever they've gone out on like these little shopping trips to go get stuff like for themselves or for the group, it's more so they're like, okay, I know like that's the amount of that you're asking me, so I'm not going to question it really, or like this is how much I have. I'm going to try to get this much stuff.
You don't barter. You're just like, yeah, take my money.
I think
This
that
is consistent with this character.
I think that they have bartered, but it's not. It's one like, I just know I have this much, so I'm going to try to get this for this much.
You really haven't bartered very much. Like I specifically remember being like,
Really?
barter, and you did not.
Oh, okay. I forgot if I did or not. But yeah, no. Anything just doesn't understand like how much value one gold really is. It's like, okay, that's just a gold.
I'm so excited for this recording. I'm very, very excited. Because Ella has told me she's listened to about 3 episodes, so she doesn't know some of the things we're about to get into.
I know where y'all currently are.
Yes.
You're gonna need to
We filled
set
her in
so
that
much scene. You're gonna need to set so much scene.
So much scene.
So much
But
scenes.
first, you can ask me a fun fact about a character of your choice from the campaign.
Can we get a
Ella,
fun
do you
fact?
have anyone?
Ooh. What's
What was that, Spencer?
Ella's actually a good person to ask this question.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be a fun one.
who's the Aarakocra?
Oh,
Patel.
Patel.
Wow.
Yes.
No, Patel is mine. Stay away.
No one's allowed to know anything about Patel except the super secret rogue character.
Valid.
Okay, fun fact about Patel.
Wow.
What? She asked.
What was that? What was that sound?
We have
Sounded
a
like
guest
my
in our
cat
home.
being pissed at me.
Lord.
Here's a fun fact based around that entire thing. Patel is a little bit afraid of tabaxi because there's just like, cat bird situation. So she's always on edge around. She's like, those are tricks. They're tricksy tabaxi, and she kind of is on edge when it comes to them.
Patel is
Not
slightly-
racist or anything,
okay.
but like
Prejudiced.
But it's just prejudice. There we go.
I mean, statistically, cats eat 2.4 billion birds every year.
Whoa, actually.
Yeah, so that feels like a ratified fear. Like they are a huge bird muncher.
Yeah, but you would like to think that as Tabaxi and as Aarakocra, they have more of a understanding of like awareness.
Yeah, but
they
I
do
bet
with
that's still like a
animals?
primal fear that you would
And
have.
Spencer, you're also not accounting for the great cat lord Zargoth, that actually
yeah,
eats
you gotta
2
count
billion
Zargoth.
birds per year. So it's kind of
By
throwing off the
himself,
numbers a little bit.
so
yeah, by
it's
himself.
more like 4.4 billion because
Yeah.
of the great cat lord Zargoth, who
Well,
spends every waking moment.
of like the 2 million, like he eats 2 million of them.
Oh, he eats 2
Yeah.
billion with a B, by the way.
Yeah,
Hold
yeah.
on, I'm writing that down in my lore. So Zorgoth is a new
Zargoth,
character. Hold on.
Zargoth is
Oh
a
my
great.
god! Oh my god! We've created the Cat Lord, and we haven't even
Cat
started the
Lord.
episode.
Zargoth, the
Next
avian.
week's
Hey,
NGC
I-
fun fact
I love
has to be
creating
about Zorgoth the Cat Lord.
He's
we
gonna
will
be a boss
definitely
at one
remember
point.
to ask that.
I need to pull up my notes. Speaking of, holy crap! Who just got an email? Was that me?
Notes?
It
You
wasn't.
keep notes?
During the intro, I want you guys to level up to level 7 for me.
And it cut out all other sound. I can't hear any of you right now.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh no,
Hang on.
he
What'd
didn't
you
hear
do
my amazing
again?
level up thing.
Okay, I had audio issues for a while. You better fix this in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, Spencer, you got 10 seconds, buddy.
Spencer, my patience is thin, and I wasn't even there for the audio mess up.
I got it
so-
back. I'm back.
Spencer, I will
I'm
put
back.
you down like the
There
dog
we
you
go.
are. Okay, there
I'm
you
back.
are. Hi,
I'm
buddy. Hey. Glad you're back.
I missed you. Yeah.
I got an email and it messed everything up. What's up?
Spencer, you're still in the dungeon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I just got an
is.
email and it messed me up. I
No,
am
don't
still
worry.
in the
I
dungeon. I
checked on
can't
him.
leave.
I put a little bowl
My-
of water down there earlier today. I know he's there.
My
Did
bond.
you change the router?
Spencer, have you been chewing on the router cords again?
Don't. Hey.
Ah.
Spencer,
listen,
bad Spencer,
co-
bad Spencer.
I'm gonna get the water.
Copper-
I'm gonna get the spray
Copper
bottle.
tastes like food, and I don't get it.
I'm gonna get the spray bottle, Spencer. Don't make me do this.
No.
It hurts me more than it hurts
Need
you,
to
buddy.
feed him more.
It literally hurts me more than it hurts you.
Incorrect.
I'm sorry.
Guys, my bedtime is in 2 hours.
What?
Well,
She sleeps
Good
so
luck.
early,
So-
brother.
Fun fact, everybody.
So
It
we
is.
better get going.
It is 7:30
Let's
p.m.
go.
Let's go.
I do not give a shit.
Yeah, wait. We're gonna roll an intro real quick. Banana, intro music. Banana. Okay.
it'll cut out when it's necessary. But
Just your average kind of scholars in a world of mystery and sacred altars. Together we will make it through. Together we will find the truth. Class is in session and with zero direction, we're gonna pass the test. Draconic aggression and ghostly possession. College really is the best. Though odds are stacked against us, and our GPAs should not be discussed. I promise I will educate until I graduate.
last time, you guys managed to take a ship into the center of a thunderstorm, fight a giant octopus in the sky, retrieved a magical tome from within its belly, have Zormosh turn into a giant version of himself in order to grapple with this thing, managed to defeat the tome inside of it, make your way back on to the boat, but unfortunately on your way out, Captain Esteban rolled a natural 1 with his ship handling. So, the ship that was already very badly damaged, and was only being held together by the mysterious tome that you guys got to figure out was Marcus, shut closed, the book slapped closed, and you're falling out of the sky. What are you going to do?
I need my mom's memories.
Cool.
Yes, I have written a list of things that you guys might want to remember. So, the Tome of Musical Aviation, aka Marcus, the guy that you guys were traveling with, who turned out to be a tome himself. There's the Tome of Harmful Healing, which was the tome you retrieved from inside of the octopus. Who has that currently, actually?
JD
I have
should.
that. I have the tome, yeah, and the.
I'm going to assume he has that.
Yep.
There's the Box of Memories, which is floating out there somewhere. The barrel full of delicious potions that will give random effects. The Memory Telescope that allows you to reinsert memories back into a person and take memories out of a person, as well as view them, so that's pretty important. Frat Castle, which is the name of the gate that allows you to shrink and grow yourself. The crew is falling out of the sky. The other squad's falling out of the sky. You guys are falling out of the sky. Zormosh is a giant. Wind and lightning are crashing around you. What are you going to do? You want to go for the memories? Make an investigation check for
Guys.
me to see if you can find them.
Guys, really quick, idea. We throw the cloak through the gate, Krem's cloak of flying through the gate, and it gets super big, and we can fly.
Does it only work when someone's wearing it, though?
Zormash!
There's only one way to find out.
Andrew, I want you to know this is a good fucking sign for me. I just rolled a natural 20 on investigation.
Woohoo!
And
There
I
you
have
go.
a +8 to that shit. So a natural or a 28 is what I rolled, Mr. DM,
Okay.
on my investigation check. So tell me where the damn things are.
So I'm gonna say with a natural 20, you notice that the ship is falling apart and that it's about to fall at the seams. So you're able. I'm gonna allow you to first of all immediately know where it is, and make a dexterity check to see if you can grab the box of memories before the ship even falls apart. So make a dexterity check to see if you can go climb through the holes already created in the ship to grab it.
Okay, well that one wasn't as great. 16 plus... What is my dex modifier? +4, so a dirty 20 that time.
I think that is enough. You clamber through like a powder monkey down to the bottom of the ship, grab the box of memories tightly, and make sure that nothing is happening to it.
Heard.
At this point, I'm gonna say you even spot because the barrel full of potion is right there, and I'm gonna say who had the telescope full of memories last? I want to say it was just down in there in the cabin.
Yeah, I think so too.
So I feel like she'd also spot that, but that's going to be a different action for your next turn, I'd say.
I have an idea, Mr. DM.
So, JD wants to throw the cloak of flying, but Krem currently has that.
Yeah, so Jesse, do his thing first. Absolutely.
How far is Marcus's tome from me?
Let me think. Actually, I could probably pull up the map from last time and see if it's still set up correctly to see if we can find it. Okay, you're probably about, and let me pull out the ruler for this, about 30 feet.
Okay. I am going to use my action to cast Mage Hand, which has a range of 30 feet.
Okay.
And I'm going to grab the tome and bring it to myself. And I'm going to try to cast the spell.
You're going to try and cast the musical aviation spell.
Yes.
Okay. So, you take the Mage Hand. Describe the Mage Hand to me, because I don't think you used it yet.
I think that it's just kind of a purple, like shadowy hand that... Actually, yeah, I think that this is how it is. It starts out as a shadow, like kind of going along the deck of the ship as it's shattering, and then it kind of springs into existence, like 3 dimensions, and comes out, and it's just this shadowy black hand that grabs the book.
Amazing. So it springs out of the deck as it's shattering apart, and you pull the book back to you. You notice that Captain Esteban has fallen over unconscious on the deck after the book closed shut. Marcus is nowhere to be seen. So you open the book, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And while I'm
I want
opening
you
the
to
book,
make-
can I bonus action 1d6 of healing to Esteban?
Yes, I'd say so. As the hand is coming, well, yeah, I think you can. If it's not, the spells don't counteract each other. Like,
Yeah, no, this isn't a spell. This is a subclass ability.
then easy enough.
Yeah, the healing light. That's six hit points for him.
Amazing. Let me bring him back up to 6. Make a intelligence saving throw for me.
Okay. Where's my intelligence? Okay, I have +1 to this. And before I roll anything, can I, in order to make sure this succeeds, anything at this moment would be willing to sacrifice, like, their health? Could I roll, like, hit my own hit die as damage against myself to, like, try to assist this, or...
So you're trying to... you grab...
Is there anything that I can do to be better at
mus-
this? In, like, desperation, I guess, is what I'm really trying to ask.
Make an Arcana check.
Okay. 10.
10. What you do know is this is a book of untamed magic. It's wild magic.
Mm-hmm.
It goes through a process of being analyzed before it is brought into public use because it is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that by opening this book, you're taking a massive risk.
Okay.
That's about it.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna make my save. What's up?
I was gonna say, I got some healing spells, bud. You
Okay.
don't necessarily need to take this giant risk. Like, you got a healer on your team.
Oh yeah, and I can heal too. So, but I'm gonna. This is not the healing book. This is the.
Oh right, I'm holding the healing book. You're
Yeah,
trying
this
to
is
just
this
turn
is the
the
flying
shit
book.
back on.
Okay, I'll just
Okay.
make the intelligence save.
Okay, make it for me.
That is 19 plus 1 for a dirty 20.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Okay, the DC was 20.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Fuck.
It was gonna be a really high DC. So here's what you see. I got chill bumps, guys. I'm excited. So you open this book, and you've been watching Full Metal. I know you've been watching Full Metal recently. You open the book, and it's like you're falling into the second episode of basically infinite knowledge, where all the knowledge of the world is streaming around you.
Oh my gosh,
streaming
it's an
past you.
amazing picture.
And you can see the image of Marcus kind of just hovering in there as he was in his sort of Win Genasi guise. And you see him falling, I guess sort of like you are now, in a white void. You see all the magical symbols from the tomes of past whizzing by you. And as you take it all in, you're beginning to process it at an extraordinary rate. And you reach out your hand to grab onto him. And you take his hand and look him in the eyes. And his eyes flash open. And you see... you wouldn't understand this, but you see all of the world, like an outer space view of the planet itself. The moon swirls around the outside of the planet and then makes its way in front of the planet so it looks like an eyeball. So like the inner pupil of an eye, and then you're shunted back out into reality. And I want you to describe how your version of musical aviation would work.
Okay. I think...
I can send you the item if you would like me to send it to you. It's a very vague description, but I can send it to you.
Yes, please. Okay, I think that this like kind of flying ship is going to be pretty similar to the one that we were on before.
Okay.
Like with like kind of that pirate ship aesthetic. But I think that all of the... Yeah, okay, I think that how it is these boards were like falling around us. It was splintering, it was disintegrating, and the boards just start piecing back together with this glowing radiant light pulsing between it like kintsugi, like repairing the cracks with golden light.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that the sails, instead of being made of tarp like they were before, are now a bright aurora of multicolored lights.
That's beautiful. I love that. So as you take this tome and you pull yourself out of it, you can see Marcus hovering in the sky, and then overlapped over the top of his form, you see the visage of your patron, but in like a very vague form that you're pretty sure that only you can see. It's golden like skin, about 25 feet tall, his hair blowing in the wind of this giant hurricane in the sky. You can't even see his face. He's facing away from you. And you watch as the ship starts to reform itself. Kintsugi style, I really like that, with this golden light. And it takes off out of the hurricane. Holy shit.
Let's fucking go.
Boys, we did it! Let's go!
I solved
Holy crap.
I solved the plummet to the abyss puzzle.
Oh my
Holy
gosh!
shit.
I didn't even need to do anything.
Holy crap.
Andrew, you gave Hayden too much time to think about this. I promise
Holy
you,
crap.
I cannot tell you the amount of times we've talked about this in the past.
For the listeners,
Hey, oh
it
yeah.
has been 4 weeks since the last recording.
So long.
We have been desperately plotting.
That's what she said.
I knew you would go for the book, but the DC was gonna be so fucking high.
And I'm not good at
Oh my
intelligence. I have
God.
+1.
Oh my god.
Guys, I had a on my notes page. I had how to solve the following issue, and I had one bullet point that had nothing to do with solving the following issue. I didn't know what I was gonna
put
do.
no prep.
I had no idea. I had no plan. The plan was Hayden. Hayden was the plan, and Hayden pulled through.
Fuck.
Hell yeah.
Holy shit.
Don't
Okay,
worry.
now what?
Well,
Me
that's
and
it for
Andrew
me.
had a plan
Podcast
in
over.
case.
That's been my moment.
I've had my 5 seconds of fame. It's time to end the podcast.
Andrew, what happens? What happens?
Yes, tell me
So-
what happened.
As the ship reforms, Zormosh is clinging to the back of the ship as you take off. Behind you, the octopus, now without any of the broomstone, is falling deeper and deeper below the clouds to a fate that you might yourself have taken had you not clutched the fuck up in this scenario. All of the items have been pulled back onto the ship. The visage of your patron disappears as you exit the dark storm clouds before you. You see Professor Brand looking at you in awe, in just utter, just flabbergasted.
I think that in this moment, and you can tell me if this is false, but I just, my mind picture, looking at the visage of my patron, I think that with the power of this spell, I think that Jesse's eyes and veins are also glowing with that golden light.
I can see that.
Just for like a moment, because it's that. This is a spell that I do not think my character should be able to cast.
No, it shouldn't at all.
Heard.
But nonetheless,
It happens,
works.
yeah.
It is wild magic. It is untamed. It is uncontrollable. So, as you exit the storm, you see the visage of the giant whale off in the distance, heading slightly away from the doom that y'all just sailed into. And now that you're not in the storm, it's easy enough to see your portal that you came in on, following at a reasonable distance behind you, but within view of the book. Is there anything you'd like to do before, I guess, trying to return?
JD would like to find Celeron.
Okay. She, Castio, and Arcus are pulling Zormosh's finger as best they can off the back of the ship, and his finger enters into the frat castle, and he begins to shrink down to his normal size. She goes, "Whew! How did we make it out of there? I thought we were dead."
Jesse's just that good, man. I landed on the deck and I looked around and I was like, maybe we're not going home today. But then Jesse just magicked it. It was crazy.
That was
Did you see it?
incredible.
Did you see it?
I just saw glowing
Holy
light.
crap, it
And
was the
everything kind of
coolest
just
thing.
falling apart and then pulled back together.
JD reaches out and bear hugs her and embraces her. He's giddy to be alive and to be with her.
She's just jumping up and down with you as you guys hug.
He pulls her back a little bit at arm length and he says, gosh, what does he say? I'm excited now. My heart's beating quickly. He says, you wanted to know more about my story and what's wrong with me.
Yeah. I do.
And he pulls the letter out of his pocket and he puts it in her hand and he says, this will explain everything. And he takes her chin in his hands and he tilts her head down a little bit and he kisses her forehead.
Aw.
That's cute.
And then
Bleh.
Shut up.
We needed a hater.
There's gotta be a hater. There's gotta be a hater, and it's gotta be me.
And then he lets go of her, and he holds his fingers above his head in 2 OK symbols, and he says, "Krem, I need that jacket."
Krem immediately tosses the jacket off of herself towards JD.
This is also a symbol to Marion.
Okay, okay, you told Marion to point at just to make a bunch of noise.
I told Marion to cast spells.
Okay, she's gonna take the Wand of Wonder and fire it off. We're already getting into it. Holy shit.
Andrew, as I just want to describe this for a second. Krem and these memories that she is currently holding on to that she thought that she just lost, that she thought her mother just lost, before all this chaos commences, and even as the chaos commences, she is utterly unfocused in everything that is going on.
She's like processing everything at once. Yeah.
She's overwhelmed with emotion of the loss that would have just been her mother. Like, that's what it would have been. She would have lost her mom just now entirely.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to put that picture there.
Yeah. She's not
Let
really
the chaos
thinking.
commence.
She's not really thinking. She's just like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful to be alive and to have this."
Yeah, literally, quite literally.
All
Grateful
right,
to be
folks. We're gonna roll a
Crazy.
D100. She's pointing it, I guess, somewhere up into the sky. I guess. She
She should point it at the tunnel. At the tunnel that we exit through, she should point it at that.
I'm not gonna have her do that. I'm afraid. 38.
I'm afraid.
Oh my God!
What
No.
is it, 38? What's the 38?
She cast lightning bolt.
Oh gosh.
Oh my God.
What did she point at?
So, I said she pointed
The
at the
sky.
sky. So
Okay.
she cast a giant lightning bolt that travels up through the sky. That's a pretty good distraction, I'd say.
I'm assuming the bow, the front of the ship, is like approaching the portal.
Yes.
I sprint to the front of the ship. Is there any rolls I need to make before I do that?
The item, the wings of flying, I believe is what it was.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I'm just running.
You
I'm
can
just
look that
running.
up.
I have
You're
the
just
cloak.
running.
I'm just running.
I don't think anybody's gonna stop you. This is really unexpected, so
Yeah.
I don't know if there's gonna be anything other than I'm not gonna make you roll acrobatics. You can just jump off
Okay.
and fly, I guess.
I look back, and for the first time in this entire fight, and probably in a couple days, you see his real emotions show through his expression. And it's this deep remorse. And that's probably pretty confusing. And he says, "I'm sorry." And he holds up a hand with a ring with a red stone in the center on his middle finger, which you haven't seen until today. And he throws a red stone down on the deck.
Okay, so you throw this red stone and it shatters, and as everyone's kind of coming back together, collecting themselves, just happy to be alive, they're all of a sudden greeted with a giant fire elemental that sprouts up on the bow of the ship. And I guess roll initiative.
He flies up to its ear and he whispers, "Nobody dies. Just keep them from following me."
Okay. And the Ring of Elemental command lets you do this.
Yes.
Let's see if you have to make a check for it or not.
I don't believe I do. I believe I expend 3 of my charges.
I think it has to make a wisdom saving throw. Let's see what it rolls.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
Wow.
It rolls a natural 20. So I think...
I cast it again then. I have 5
Okay.
charges. I'm casting it again.
I feel like it gets a turn, though. Am I wrong in that?
If initiative has begun, then yes.
I'm going to let it do one thing,
Okay.
and then we'll roll initiative, because you did this out of initiative, so I think it's only fair that it gets a turn out of initiative.
Okay.
And it's gonna make an attack against you. I think is what it's gonna do.
Okay.
So it's gonna make 2 attacks. A 16 to hit you. Doesn't hit you. So you fly out of the way. You dodge the first attack. So the second attack, 15. So
I avoid both of those attacks, and then do I get to cast my spell again?
now we roll initiative. I'm gonna say
now we roll
now. In order to not have all the NPCs clog up the initiative, we're gonna roll you in the main cast. I think.
Okay.
So, and we're gonna have Professor Brand because he has a reason to stop you in this initiative. So
How far away do I need to be from the creature to cast the spell?
1 attack, range of 60 feet.
Cool.
So everybody roll initiative.
I got a 5.
Andrew, I have a weird request.
Go on.
Can I give myself disadvantage on initiative? Because I think that Jesse is still in shock from like the whole going into the truth thing.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
Can I argue that Crib isn't going to be involved in this?
If you don't want to do anything, you relinquish your. Okay.
It would make sense that they just
Well,
didn't do anything, and Brand's the only one keeping a
Okay.
cool head.
I did get a 17, but I don't think that I know what's going on.
And I just rolled another natural 20, but I fucking wasted it, because, like,
You know who else rolled a natural 20?
oh, Brand.
Brand did.
You know who else
So
rolled a
what is
natural
he-
20?
My
Shut the fuck up, Hayden.
Sorry.
He's gonna. I think he should make an intelligence check or something to figure out whether or not he can tell what you're doing. So we're gonna make an intelligence check for him.
Or would it be insight?
It's an.
Question mark?
But I already rolled an 18 plus 2.
You're the DM. I was
You're
no,
making me re-roll.
you're the DM. I was just asking you a question.
I feel like he doesn't.
This isn't like.
You're right.
Would this not be reading? into
You're right.
intelligence reading?
It's motive.
Okay.
It's motive. You're right.
I mean, just keep the same number. And
It's it's no. I already rolled it. I would make you guys do the same thing. An 11. So I don't know if he knows exactly what's going on. He might just try and destroy the fire elemental.
Okay.
So he's gonna, considering he's a water genasi. Well, then also he's a professor. I don't know if he would want to intervene. But
Yeah.
He saw you throw it down though. So
He's gonna roll wisdom saving throw.
gee, this is tough.
Right?
Well, okay, I feel like if he's a professor, we already accomplished what the, like, exam was.
Yeah.
So, like, his now focus should be protecting us
But getting
because
out,
we
out of the scenario is also part of, like,
the exam.
the exam.
Yeah, it wasn't just getting the
So-
book,
I think-
otherwise he would have helped us when we were falling to our death.
I think part
Yeah.
of the question, Andrew, is looking at the things that are happening. Does he need a insight check to see, okay, what do I think this kid is doing? Or is it
Yeah.
he just threw down a fire elemental? What the fuck? Let's like that's the
Yeah.
question.
He's also very interested in what you just did. So I would argue that he's also considering that.
Yeah.
Into like in the back of his brain. Here's what he's gonna do. He didn't roll well on insight, so he's gonna just try and take care of this himself.
Okay.
And he has dominate beast as well, or is
Okay.
it dominate his dominate monster?
Dominate
It's
monster.
the same thing.
Yep.
Two different things. Man, I'm in a spot. I'm sorry. I'm really trying to think of a. You really put me in a situation here.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
And you know what's the
You're
best?
not sorry. Don't lie.
Do you know what the best part is? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have no idea. The plan is
Yeah.
not thought
Spencer,
out.
Spencer,
He didn't.
Spencer,
He
you wanna
didn't
know the
roll
best
well
part
on
of being a
insight.
DM?
What's up?
What's the best part of being the yeah?
You never know what you're gonna do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very fair.
As a DM, you never know.
I think it's worse when you don't know.
Would you
your
be?
players.
Here's my question: would JD be trying to hide the book? Does he have it out in the open, or is
No,
he
it's in his
hiding
bag. It's in his bag. He
it? Then he doesn't see the book. I'm gonna argue that he
immediately
doesn't
zipped
know
that.
what you're doing at all.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's more just gonna step back and let this happen. I think.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
feel like he is gonna do anything.
Both Krem.
Unfortunately,
Both
as
Krem.
much as I would love not to.
Okay, so whose turn is it then?
It'd be yours if no one else is doing anything.
No,
I cast Dominate Monster
I
again.
still got a 17.
Okay, do you want to do
What,
something?
what would you like to do?
Can I make an insight check on this?
Absolutely.
It's not high.
Because you don't know what's going on, and I didn't know what was going on until now.
Because I think insight makes sense because I already knew that there was something wrong with JD.
You did.
I just
huh?
had not mentioned it to him. 14
Yeah.
for insight.
You don't know about his sister.
I do not.
I'll give him this. He can see that JD is distraught in a way that he has not been ever, for any reason. Even like in the caves with the fluff monster guy, or during any of their exams. Even when like he felt betrayed by Jesse, he has not been this upset in his life.
So what would you like to do with that information? You're in the same boat I was in.
Even the bamboozlement of the bear druid.
Yeah.
He wasn't
Even
even
that.
distraught.
He
This
was
is
never
more
this distraught.
emotion than that. Yes.
I think that anything. Honestly, I think that anything is just confused, and I think that they're just gonna turn their head to Brand. Like almost.
Brand is also confused.
I know, but I think that in this scenario, anything doesn't know what's going on, doesn't think this is part of the test, is thrown off by the fact that they just did something wildly, like, over what they should do. They just saw their patron. I think that
Yeah.
they are just looking for someone to tell them what to do in this moment. And so they're not
Okay.
doing anything until they have a clear picture.
Would you
So
like to hold
I
your
think
turn or
it's
something?
now. You could hold your
Yeah,
turn.
can I hold my turn for if Brand tells me to do something?
Yeah, that's fine.
What's the elemental's initiative?
It rolled a 6, so
That is before me. I rolled a 5.
yeah. So I guess it'll attack you again. Is what it'll do.
Square up. You can't touch me.
Yeah, because it doesn't. It just saw that you attempted to take over its mind.
Yep.
As it was just released.
Yep.
So 13 to hit, which won't hit.
Does not hit.
And then 15
Does not hit.
again. So,
JD is a really evasive son of a bitch.
I mean, you're flying in the air, yeah.
Yeah. So I do some cool loop-de-loops, and now I'm gonna cast Dominate Monster again.
All right, it's gonna make another Wisdom saving throw. Rolled a 9.
Yeah, I think it fails.
Yeah, I think it fails.
So here's my imagery, because I think technically while I'm wearing the ring, I'm immune to like normal burning fire damage. Not like trauma.
That was
I
one
think
that
that's
when we
true.
first did it, Andrew
we get rid
nerfed
of that?
it for that reason. Yeah,
We nerfed that.
I
Okay.
nerfed it, yeah.
because that is a legendary item.
Yeah, it's really.
Get justice. Da, 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 da.
Cool. Then I don't do a really, really sick kick-ass thing, but I just avoid its actions and I whisper in its ear, and like leaves float off my tongue and into its brain as I do so, like little pollen pellets that its eyes gloss over as they enter its ear, and I say, "You do not harm anyone. You just delay them. No one follows me. And when you feel my power waning, you return from whence you came." And then I
Okay.
fly off into the portal.
My question is now: does Dominate Person work across planes?
It does not.
Which
It does
it
not.
does not. So
Oh shoot.
I guess it's just gonna attack the crew now.
Well, I said
Which
when it feels my
sucks.
power, if I make it to the portal, when it feels my power waning, it's gonna send itself away, right?
I mean, can
That's
it
wh-
do that? I mean, I feel like you just pulled the genie out of the bottle. I don't know if it can kill itself in that way.
Because don't they like to like
Um,
return to their planes, and like I can. No, I guess I can't really unsummon it. I just kind of summoned it.
Yeah. So It says-
Concentration for up to 1 hour. You call forth an elemental servant. Choose air, earth, fire, water. Fills a 10-foot cube within range. Elemental challenge.
the elemental
range
doesn't disappear. Instead, you lose control of the elemental. It becomes hostile towards you and your companions, and it might attack.
Ah.
It disappears 1 hour after you summon it. So
And the
it's just
uncontrolled-
gonna turn to the
Wait,
rest
so
of the
like
crew.
when I get to the portal, can I dismiss it? It says it can't be dismissed by you if it's uncontrolled, but can I dismiss it other than that?
Let's see. The elemental disappears when it drops to 0 hit points or when the spell ends. So, and it's a concentration spell, so I guess you could end the concentration on it?
Yeah.
So how it reads is if the concentration is broken, you can't dismiss it. But it seems like if the concentration is ended, it can, I guess?
Yeah.
You can... Yeah, because if you're in combat and you conjure an elemental, that would be a terrible spell if you couldn't just get rid of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you would like to do that,
I-
you wouldn't really change anything. You just made a big flashy show with a fire elemental and then left.
Hopefully it's blocking people from following me a little bit. And I wave my hand, the ring glows, the fire elemental dissipates, and I just still look at the ship sadly, and I say, like, quiet. Actually, I'm gonna boom this. Actually, what's the spell?
Thaumaturgy?
Spell. Thaumaturgy. Yep.
Thaumaturgy, that's the one.
Yep. Becomes 3 times as loud as normal for 1 minute, and I say, "This is the last thing that I wanted to do, but I will not live in a world that doesn't have my sister in it." And I step back through the portal, and then time dilation happens, so I have a lot of time after I step
You
through that
do.
portal.
You have as much time as it takes for them to get through the thing, which should be a little bit of time. Okay. You fly through the portal, and the portal is starting to close, because once you bring a tome through, the portal starts to close. So, what are y'all going to do? You see the portal rapidly closing.
Can I just will the ship fast as possible?
Okay, yeah. Are you going to sail it like right into it, or get it right up next to it?
As close as possible without putting this tome at risk of going through, because I do not intend to take this one with us.
Okay. So you pull the ship up right up next to the portal. I want to say that, JD, you have about... I'll give you like 3 or 4 rounds. I feel like that's fair for time dilation, considering that's like they're trying to really get there.
Yeah.
So they pull up. Brain is like, everybody get the fuck through that portal right now. And he's hurrying everybody through. Are y'all going through?
I'm taking the telescope and the memories with me.
Okay.
They're coming with me.
Would you like to make a sleight of hand check to see if you can take them, or would you like to just open
Would I
them?
have to take them? Would I have to make a sleight of hand? Is anyone going to stop me?
I mean, the captain's memories are in there.
He can come with us too.
You're taking Captain Esteban with you?
He can't. He
Yeah.
can't get through the portal. Those are the rules.
Yeah, no extras.
Why can't he come?
He can.
Why can't he come through?
He can, but then one of you will be left behind.
You know what? We're splitting up the party anyways. Crib will stay behind.
No. Then we'd be split 3 ways.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Crib's gonna search for her mother.
Krem's gonna stay here
If-
in this plane.
Oh no.
Yes.
Krem,
Oh no.
Because she is looking for her mother, and this is the closest thing to anything that she's come to finding her mother at all.
Just to let you know, he did tell you that the mom left through another portal. That is a thing he told you in a previous thing. So you know that she's probably not here unless she came back, but who knows? If that influences your decision.
Leave Cassio here. Nobody likes him anyways.
He's growing as a character. He's developing growth. Like let him.
You guys are gonna fucking pull a Jesse on Castio.
I think that Jesse is.
I don't see the problem with it.
I think Jesse is waiting for everyone else to go through before they jump through.
If you want me to roll a sleight of hand for this telescope of memories, I will. But all I'm saying is I think Casted Esteban is more of an asset than not Jesse, than Cassio is.
Captain, he's not making an effort to go through the portal. He's just standing on the ship, kind of standing back up after being knocked unconscious by the spell breaking. And so he hasn't been told to go through the portal. He's not. You probably guess he doesn't want to, considering he has a wife and kid here.
But does he remember them?
He does remember.
He was told about them. Yeah, he was told about them, and he met them again. Yeah.
So he got his memories back.
He doesn't have.
He didn't get his old memories back, but he got told by his wife that he has a wife. If that makes any sense.
So he knows about them, but he does not have the memories of being with them.
Yes. You're gonna have to make a decision here.
Now I get to make the difficult decision.
Could she roll intelligence to see if she knows which ones are his?
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to do it really quickly, considering you closed their portal prematurely.
Yep.
But even if I gave him his memories, he has no way to get them back into his system because I'm taking the telescope too.
Yep.
So just take it all.
But then I doom this man. I don't want to
He's
make an
not doomed.
enemy.
He's alive. He can still go home to his wife and kid.
He'll make more memories.
Okay, never mind. I'm just taking it all with me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take it all with me.
Okay. So everybody goes through, and Brand is waiting. You're waiting there too, Jesse?
Yeah. Do I watch like Krem jump through with this chest, and everyone's kind of jumped through except for me and Brand?
She did make a sleight of hand check, so yeah.
Okay, I'm noticing that. I'm gonna put the book on the ground and kick it over to Esteban, like with it still open, so that way the ship doesn't disappear.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say, I'm sorry. Go make new memories. Stop adventuring, and then I'm gonna jump through the portal.
Okay. So you disappear through the portal as it's closing, and you guys all reappear about the same time. And except for you, JD.
Yeah, I was like, I'm long gone.
Professor Brain is the last one that comes through the portal, and Professor Brain comes through holding on to the Tome of Musical Aviation.
What?
And the portal closes behind you, and the portal folds down to its last shard, and then splits in two, and cracks, and 2 shards drop to the ground.
Shit. Hello there, and welcome to the mid-episode break of Spitfire Squires. As usual, this is your loving editor, Hayden, and I'm just coming at you guys with a little bit of a reminder today. We do have social media. We are on Instagram and Twitter/X at Spitfire Squires, and if you follow us there, here's what you can expect. On the day of new episode releases, you can get crit counts so you can see ahead of time or watch along with reading the crit count. There's also teasers of episodes the Friday before release. There's also going to be character art on there, and there's other fun things scattered here and there on the account. Also, I just wanted to come in and say thank you on behalf of all of us here in the Squires. We are so happy that anyone is interested in listening to this group of goobers play D&D for a couple hours every other week. We're super happy that we get to do this, and yeah, I'll let you guys get back to the episode. Thank you again.
So, yeah. JD.
Yep. Back to me?
We'll cut to you. Yeah.
Okay.
You.
Yeah. We need to establish something. How far away is my home? Because I keep saying it's like far away, but it's clearly not so far that letters can't come, and I like got here.
In my mind, are about 2 weeks away from your home.
Okay.
But in order to get and pick up the other students, you had to like, it wasn't like a straight line and you were at the end of the line. It's kind of like you had to go one way and it's like a triangle and you kind of had to like go different directions in order to get there. And we'll say you were the first person to be picked up.
Okay.
We'll say it's about 2 weeks away.
Okay. First of all, I chug one of my 6-packs.
Okay.
I chug one of my 6-packs, and I cast Enhance Ability. And I cast Cat's Grace on myself. I now have advantage on all Charisma and Dexterity checks.
Okay.
And
So you're running up the tunnel to go back.
Yep.
Okay. So you get up to the gates, and you hear a couple things.
Mm-hmm.
You hear some alarms going off from somewhere inside the school. You see a bunch of guards running around.
Okay.
And then you hear a voice in your head
Okay.
as you're approaching the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Help! Please.
Do I recognize the voice?
It sounds like your sister.
Okay.
If you'd like to make an insight check, you can.
I will. I'm really good at that. I got a 13.
It could be. It's strange. You're thinking about her so much that you're thinking it could be, and you're just hearing this in your head. But at the same time, that's not her voice.
Okay. Cool. I'm just gonna keep
Also,
running then. I'm running. I'm trying to. Sorry.
Yeah. One thing I will let you know is you can tell it's coming from the direction of the hole that you guys went and investigated.
You see, like, I'm so single-minded right now. Like, Spencer kind of wants to check that out, but JD is 1,000 like, JD just betrayed his only friends in the world to make this happen. He does not give a shit about that hole right now.
Okay. So you take off, and you see the guards running around, and one of them stops, and he goes, "We found 2 intruders on the premises. We need you to get to your dorm room immediately. Close the door. We are locking down the building to stop them from getting away."
Yes, sir. And I roll deception, I guess.
Once you, make a deception check.
Okay, first one is a 7. Second one is a 6. Fantastic. Advantage
6.
does nothing
Okay.
for me.
So the guard turns to you. "You know, I should probably take you to your room just to make sure. It should close in about 5 minutes. But I would be in bad faith if I didn't make sure these students were safe. Genki has been really hard on us lately to make sure that we are doing the best of our abilities, and I cannot let a student go alone. Follow me. Where is your dorm?"
JD mentally kicks himself for berating Get whatever his name is, Genki.
Genki.
Then he mentally berates himself for that, and he points behind the guard, and he says, "Oh, it's straight down that hall on the left. You can't. I can get there really quickly." And does the guard turn to look at where he's pointing?
Yeah, I feel like you would.
Oh my gosh.
Next, all
my
right.
God.
Stealth to get away.
Make a stealth check.
17.
17. So the guard turns to see what you're pointing, and you're in the main area where the gate is, where you fought the Oni.
Yes.
Are you just running off towards the cafeteria? Is that
So
what you're doing?
okay, here's my goal. My goal is to get a horse and to leave.
Okay. You do know the horses are up by the front dorm area?
Mm-hmm.
Right when the first episode, you came in and you put the horse in that stable.
Yep.
That's where you know horses are for sure.
Yep.
So you can cut through the courtyard and try and get there, but
Yep.
you'll be out in the open.
I'm okay with that. My idea is that this guard like turns around and then I lose myself in the turmoil around him, and he turns back and there's just a bunch of bodies and he can't pick mine out. Like I follow the flow of the crowd out where I want to be.
Yeah. So you're, I think a 17 is enough. He turns around and you're gone.
Yep.
You start taking off across the courtyard, and you look above you, and you see the tower is slowly but surely emitting sort of a silvery magical barrier that is descending down from the spire's point, and is descending around, and you theorize that it will go down to the last wall on the gate, completely sealing in the school.
Can I roll Arcana?
Yeah.
See what that is?
Yeah, make an Arcana check.
I got a 17 on Arcana. 18 on Arcana.
You can figure out that it's some sort of like protection spell, like
Okay.
maybe a bigger version of the globe of invulnerability.
Okay. Do I know for a fact that it keeps me in?
With a 17,
18, but yeah.
I don't 18. He said to keep them in. So
Okay.
you can theorize it probably does.
Okay. Do I have time to get a horse, or do I need to use these wings and make a move?
You got up here in time, since you avoided the side quest so far, to to probably
Sorry,
find
Ella.
a horse. And
Sorry,
do it.
Ella. By the way, I like you're a super important character, and it would have been super interesting. But I'm like, I gotta get out of here. JD is
Gotta run
Ocean's.
fast. Gotta go fast.
JD is Ocean's 11 escaping this complex right now. He has no time for your pleasantries.
Okay.
Let's go.
So
Let's go.
Yeah, I get a horse.
so the horses. I'm gonna say the horses are there. There are 2 guards currently like trying to pull up the drawbridge, as you speak.
I saw the intruder just back that way. We need every man we can get.
Make a deception check.
Where's my deception? There it is. That's a 16 on the first one and a natural 1 on the second one. So we're sticking with that 16.
I'm gonna have the guard roll an insight check on you for this one.
Okay.
It's a 2.
Cool.
Yes, sir. And they turn and head off in the direction you're pointing. The gate is still going up, so I would like you to make an animal handling check to basically Shrek the Second jump over this gate that's now.
I got a 10.
closing.
I got a 10. Wait, does animal handling have anything? No, it's wisdom. I got a 10.
A 10. Gee, that's so middle of the road. Literally middle. That's like dead center. Okay, here's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
You manage to clear the jump, but you can tell the horse. Here's what we'll do.
Okay.
You're able to clear the jump, but you didn't have enough time to get all of the necessary saddle on it in time and get the food you need and just all the stuff that would come with taking a horse out into the wilderness for extended periods of time.
Okay.
You didn't get it.
Okay.
You're like one-track mind heading off into the distance.
Gotcha.
So you take the horse and you giddy off into the distance as the shield dome is coming around Wadalina's School for the Weird, and as you look back and see the W and the W interlocked with the Schools of Magic, you can only think about what may have happened to your friends back below in the caves. And we will now cut to them.
Wait. One more thing. My last, and actually, we might need to retcon one thing. The last thing I do is I cast Sending.
Oh.
As I'm leaving, I helped this spell until I left the complex, but as I left, I cast Sending. I cast this message. Oh my gosh, who would I cast this to? Oh my gosh.
And also, you would probably know that sending doesn't work across.
It does. There's just
Plane.
a chance
Does it actually work across planes?
It does. There's a 5% chance the message doesn't arrive.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh, Spencer did his research for this shit. Damn.
He fucking knew.
Dude, I got it pulled up. I knew what I was doing.
Holy shit.
Spencer did fucking research. God.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I think I send to... No, it doesn't make any sense. I have to send to Ellie.
Okay, you send it to Ellie.
I send to Ellie and I say, I have a plan. Stay alive. And she can respond with can answer with 25 words.
Okay. Gee, let me think what she would say. She's gonna say, and you guys can count me if you want. JD, you're here. I'm glad you made it. Did you figure out what's going on? Did you figure out what's going on? Did you figure out what... And then the thing ends. So the last part kind of loops. For a second.
Okay. Do I need to... Can I roll anything to understand what that means?
Make an insight check.
Also, I'm just like finishing up reading the spell. So, the creature hears the message in its mind. It recognizes me as the sender. If it knows me, it can answer in like manner. The spell enables the creature with an intelligence scores of 1 to understand the meaning of your message. The distance stuff. Okay, insight check. It's still an 11. I'm really good at insight, guys.
It's kind of odd. She's sick. That could be affecting her mental capabilities in some way.
That's not what it is.
But
I'm scared. I'm very afraid. All right, cool. That's the last thing I did, and I run frantically, writing frantically, hoping to cut my time down as I make my way back to her.
As you take off into the distance, camera pans down through the ground. You see all these mysterious things that are long gone, a magic item that y'all will never know, and a dinosaur skeleton is passed over as we go down into the caves beneath the school. And Professor Brand is standing there closing the book as he puts a anti-magic token on top of its cover, and it slams shut. What would y'all like to do?
I think right now Jesse is just dumbfounded.
Krem is gonna look at Professor Brand and ask, "What's my grade?"
Well, conveniently, we have 2 crystals for you. And he takes them off the ground, and he hands one to you, and he hands one to Zormash, who is regular size now. And he doesn't say a word past that, and he continues to walk forward.
I loop my arm into Jesse's arm with, like, one arm looping into his arm and the other arm holding the telescope and glasses and now glass shard. And I just say, we must move forward.
Can you make a strength check to pull me? Because
I can't!
I don't think it's going to be, like, contested. I don't think Jesse's resisting, but Jesse is just staring at the space where the portal was.
I got a 16 minus 1, that's a 15.
Yeah, Jesse's just following, just staring, like, basically, like, looking behind you guys until, like, that area is just completely out of sight.
Marion looks at Professor Brand as he walks past you guys. And she's piecing together what happened. And she looks at you, and she sees that you're in distraught, and she looks at Professor Brand. She goes, "What did you do? What did you do?" And she goes over, she grabs his shoulder, and Professor Brand looks back, and he is not in a good state of mood. He's just blank. He's numb. You can't tell if it's just because he's a water genasi or if he's crying, but there's a little bit of water in his eye as he walks forward. And he goes, "What I had to." And he keeps walking. And you see Slaran open up the letter. And she reads it, and she puts a hand to her mouth, and then she hands it to you two. She goes, "I think you need to see this." So
To that bitch that I turned out just fine. I'm gonna take the letter, I'm gonna rip it up, and I'm gonna throw it out.
What?
No, I do want to read it.
Jesse casts mending on the ripped pieces.
He casts mending.
Actually, yeah, no, okay, I like that. I do like that. I think that Krem, like, gets, like, just rips it in half and tosses it on the ground. I think this is what snaps Jesse out of that break. And just like drops to the ground and like
Well,
starts mending.
Krebs sees JD leaving out of nowhere with no explanation, and he had given the letter to Slaron. Like,
So you don't even read it at all.
to that bitch that I turned out just fine.
Yeah, and he
Yeah, I
dropped a
don't even
fire
read-
elemental on y'all's ass. Ooh.
And he got the fire elemental, and all he said was sorry. The fuck?
So the letter basically is written from the perspective of JD's cousin. Starts with an S. Ricky. It's based on your real life cousin's name. What is it? Tell me again.
Rennick.
Sorry,
No,
Rennick.
you're good.
I knew it started with an R. So Rennick's basically saying that his sister Ellie is in dire conditions and that he needs to head home immediately. Basically is what it says. I don't think it says head home immediately, but it's basically implied.
Do you have the letter, actually? I think it'd be cool to read it.
I don't
I-
have it on me.
I remember it says about her like limbs starting to fade into like this white dust.
Yes.
And since Jesse reads out loud, I'm just gonna look up at the like group that's around me.
True. Marion looks at all of you and she goes, I'm going after him. And she runs up the tunnel.
Marion would hear a little voice in
She
her
would.
head too.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna follow
she's
Mary, and I'm actually gonna do the same thing that Krem did to me. And I'm gonna loop arms at the elbow and try to bring her with.
So Marion rolled an intelligence check to see if she could figure out where the voice, if the voice was like JD or who it was. She rolled a natural 1 minus 2. So she thinks this actually, like, you can saw I roll it. You rolled it. It's right there.
Yeah.
She rolled a natural 1 intelligence check. So
DM
she's
me, I'll
going
say
to
whatever.
head into the hole.
I'll say whatever you want me to say. I'll be the voice. I will.
I say Jesse and Krem would also be hearing something too.
Or we could just pretend that Ella is my voice. Ella, imitate my voice.
Ah, man things. Man things.
Okay.
I have a Bible that's way too big.
It's enormous. This is a side note. My Bible is like 4 inches thick, and I brought it to school today because I was gonna do a Bible study with a friend, and I just plopped that out on our desk because we're doing business analytics, and I'm reading through Genesis.
Good Lord.
I'm over here just like, what are you looking at?
It's huge. It's been called a
Yes.
dictionary on several occasions. Moving on.
So y'all see Marion crawling through the little secret tunnel. Are y'all going after her or no? Actually, I should say, are you running after her first?
I am.
Okay.
And I'm attempting to drag Krem with. I don't know if she's following willingly or. But I'm just telling Krem, we're going. There's rewards later. We're going. I need to find him. We have to find him. He's doing something stupid.
You're
Crap.
damn right.
So you're going too?
Someone's gotta pull this shit out of the ground.
Okay. So you go up and you see Marion disappear into the tunnel again. What are you gonna do?
At this point, you now hear a very weak call for help in your head.
I do?
Both of y'all. He's my voice now.
I think, honestly, with how much shit's going on, I really don't know if it even occurs to Jesse he's just chasing.
Okay, but we're gonna see.
Yeah,
if you
what's
can figure out,
the
if you can
thing
figure
anyway?
out. So make an intelligence check, because it sounds like who you're going after.
which is some banshee ass shit right there. That's spooky.
Intelligence check.
Yep.
Dirty 20.
It's probably not JD, but it seems pretty interesting that it came from the hole that has a lot of, creepy shit behind it. So
Yeah, if for Jesse, if that's where they saw Marion go, that's where they're going. If
okay.
she was the first one out, just assuming that she's taking charge,
Yeah. So, Krem, do you also follow? I actually
Yeah,
make an
I'll follow.
intelligence check for me if you want to.
Heard. 17 plus 2 for intelligence, so 19.
So you thought you heard your mom, but that's probably not her, but it's still interesting nonetheless. So you follow in, and you find the room from before, which is 6 across and 5 deep. And the room has receded, the lava has gone away, and there's a figure standing in there. And it's Yidril. And he has a bunch of paper all strewn out on the ground. And the lettering and all of the symbols are akin to the lettering that's on the floor of this room. So would you guys like to say anything to him, or...
The ham that
The ham?
makes you take
To
it.
ham. To ham.
The ham?
Ham.
Yeah, the ham.
Ham.
Does Krem have anything in this moment? Because I'm a million miles an hour brain right now.
She'll just ask, what are you doing?
Oh, hello. That's, perfect timing. I believe I have cracked this code. If you would like to help me solve it, I would love the help.
I don't have any hands left, but I'll help.
Wonderful. All I need is your feet. So,
I want to keep my toes, please.
I will try to do that. Can you step on that second pedestal right there, right off on the wall, on the right?
Can I make an insight check?
Crab.
Yeah, make an insight check.
13.
Seems genuinely interested in trying to figure out what this is, considering last time you guys asked for them to figure out more about this tunnel. So, it seems fine.
Is Marion in there? Like, she's okay too?
She's in there. She's kind of looking at the paper like,
Okay.
I don't recognize this language.
So everyone.
And he goes, yeah, so they're all in there. Are you going to step on the little pressure plate?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, so you step on it, it sinks, and nothing goes wrong. And he goes, okay, that's good, but it's also kind of concerning, because if this says what I think it says, that's kind of bizarre. But can you... Third one now.
She does it.
All right. And rather than go through everything, we're going to say that you step on the consecutive steps that he tells you to. And he goes, as you step on each one of them, O, G, H, M, A. And as you step on the final one, the door at the end of the room opens up as it slides up into the ceiling. And he goes, Agma. And you would know that Agma is the name for the world that you're on. So it's like if someone put the word Earth as who is the one true God. So, yeah.
Oh.
Which is kind of interesting.
That is interesting.
And the door opens. What would y'all like to do?
Is Marion still looking off into space?
She's going, Guys, I don't know how, but JD is through there.
Marion, it's not. It's something. It's.
I heard him in my head.
So did I. Krem, did you hear him too?
I didn't hear JD, but I heard something.
We have to go in there, regardless of whether you think it is or not. I know it.
Marion, how about a wager?
A wager.
A wager.
Okay. Sure, a wager. Yeah. Why not? Sure, we'll wager on whether my friend's alive or in there or whatever. A wager, yeah.
It's funny to me how you think he's your friend. Think about the last hour we just went through. Not only did he use both of us to escape, but he also dropped a fire genasi that could have killed us so he could leave.
Krem.
And not only did he do that, but he also didn't leave the note with his friends. Not with me, I get it, we have our differences. But not with you, Jesse? Or you, Marion? No. He left it with Slaron. And then Slaron was kind enough to loop us in.
He is my friend. And I know that whatever he's doing is for the best.
Well, I don't. And I don't know what you think, but actions speak louder than words.
Krem. I am one of the people who can speak to actions not equaling your morals, your worth. I know this. At the very least, it would be very nice to have an answer.
Well, I don't think going through this tunnel has an answer.
I don't think this tunnel is the answer to JD. I agree with you on that. But I don't know where else to turn. Did he ever tell us when or where he is from? Do we know where that is? And this is both a question out loud and to the DM.
We don't.
And to Spencer.
I think he would have.
Spencer question.
I think he would have told you. I do. I think he talks about it all the time. I think he's proud of his family. I think he's told you stories about the forests, I'm going to say, to the east. And that he misses home. He's probably told you several times. He's probably had a quiet morning conversation with you, Jesse, at one of the times when you watched the sunrise, and told you about how he would sit on top of trees and wait for the sun to dawn, and told you about where that was. I think he would have told you. Also, this is a beautiful moment between characters and this dichotomy of trust without information, and Jesse's background and why he's thinking about this, and Krem's background of betrayal, continual deception and betrayal, and just constantly moving forward. I think you're all playing your characters very well.
Very fun.
Let's...
Very fun.
You were both here. You were both here when I read the letter. What else would he be going for than his sister? The answer is not in another plane. It's not in a... I don't believe it's in a secret passage. It is in his home. And that book that he took to solve this problem if he is seeking to conquer death, that book will kill him.
I understand. I think why you have placed trust in him. But know that I am not going with you for him. Know that I am not traveling with you, Jesse, and you, Marion, for JD. No.
Krem, if it was your brother,
Don't
would you leave?
bring my family
Would
into
you
this.
leave?
No. And do you want to know why?
Enlighten me.
My family doesn't need my protection. They never have.
Marion looks at the two of you. She goes, you may be right. He may not be down this tunnel. But what I do know is somebody needs help. And I'm going to help them. And I agree. If whatever we find down here isn't JD, that's fine. But I'm never going to turn around and not help someone in need. So I hope this action speaks loud enough for you. And she turns around and starts to bolt into the room.
Fuck her.
So, JD, as you take off into the wilderness on your horse, that I'll give the privilege of giving colors and the name to.
Okay.
I would like you to make a survival check for me as you continue into the consecutive days.
Into the thick of it.
I got
I
got a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. All right. Do you even stop at this point? Because I feel like a 20 gives you the ability to be like, I am aware of all the dangers. I am taking off through the woods. I know exactly what to do.
Here's what I do. I'm gonna get with a 20. I mean, maybe I need to roll animal handling as well, but with the 20, I want to get more than a normal day's ride away from the castle, and then get off the horse and sleep. I'm sure I'm exhausted, and that'll help replenish my spells and let me think more clearly as I'm making this journey.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, make an animal handling check. I think that's fair.
That is a 13.
13. Easy enough. It's not a very difficult check, I'd say.
Okay.
Just make sure you're not rolling 2 or 1 or something.
Yeah.
You take off. You're exhausted. You've been awake for way too long. The time dilation is throwing you off. It's like the worst jet lag you could ever imagine. The emotional stress of everything that's been going on. You fall asleep instantly.
I might even just put this image in there, like him holding onto the horse's mane and pulling his cloak over his head to kind of hide his face as he rides from the castle, and just tears streaming down his pale elven cheeks and kind of falling off into the grass as he rides away.
Okay. Amazing. It's 2 weeks away. We'll have you roll. Let's just do 3 survival checks and 3 animal handling checks, and then just roll another d20 on top of it for something else.
All right, 1 second. Are we assuming that I've taken a long rest
Yes.
before all those?
Yes.
Oh, this is gonna be some continuity nonsense, but I'm gonna cast sending.
Continuity nonsense.
I'm gonna cast sending 3 more times.
Okay.
And this would be like the next day, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be the next day.
So I'm not gonna. I guess we're not gonna hear the response here, and I'll roll all those
Mhm.
other things, and we'll hear the response later. But I cast sending 3 more times, pretty much consecutively, and to Marion I say, "Friend, I hope that I can atone for what I've done. Know that I did this." Wait, hold on. Friend, I hope I can atone for what I've done. Please forgive me. I love you. Bye. To Jesse, I have a plan. I trust you. if you find me, I won't fight. To Krem, you know betrayal. And I'm sorry it came from me. One day, I hope to call myself your friend again. Those are the 3 sendings he sends, and you guys have 25 words you can respond, but we're not going to do that here. I guess I rolled 3 survival checks, right?
Yep.
3 survival and an animal handling. I'm going to do this with real dice. Do this with real dice. Where's my 20? There it is. Okay, first one is a 7.
7.
Second one is a 15. Third one is an 11. And then a straight up
15,
D20.
11. Well, I also need, those were survival or animal handling?
Survival.
Okay, now roll animal handling 3 times.
Okay. 9.
9.
7.
7.
13.
13. Okay.
I'm really straight up the middle right now.
Yeah. So as you take off...
Then
He's shaking.
Oh, shoot.
As you take off, you're luckily coming out of winter, so you're not having to worry too much about the storms in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
You are getting hungry, and you didn't pack enough food or enough for the horses, and it's getting hard to ride like bareback on this horse because you don't have a saddle. It's grueling, and I'm gonna say because of that, because you didn't roll impressively high, you're going to be basically exhausted for this entire journey.
You can still do that to me, but canonically, I have the spells Create Food and Water and Purify Food and Drink.
Oh, okay. You know what? Yeah, that's fair. That's valid. Damn.
Which I definitely would have prepared on this journey.
Yeah. The saddle, though, still. So as you're riding through the forest, you hear a familiar voice in your head, and you hear, well, perhaps you are selfish enough, and sort of gliding alongside you as you're on the horse, you see the visage of the woman, her name was Corazon, from inside the octopus, as she's watching you ride off.
And I mutter under my breath, "You're not real. Go away."
Oh, I very much am real. You think you can take me and use me to benefit yourself? Well, good luck.
You benefited yourself for long enough. Why can't I have a turn?
Because, JD, the world isn't fair. And soon you too will have too much to bear, and you will endure no longer.
He casts spiritual weapon and he slashes at her through the air.
As he does, she fades away and disappears, and he continues to ride off into the night once again. Yeah, I think we should cut back to the group again after that. So, are y'all following Marion in?
We haven't rested.
Nope.
I think whatever this is...
How are you?
I think that right now, Jesse is not wanting to go, but I think that the anger at Krem for like this immediate just turning her back on their friend and the want not to lose Marion to something else is going to go through.
Okay. Well, I guess I could pull up a map if y'all want me to. That is if y'all are okay with that.
You know how horny I am for maps.
I know.
Don't
Hey,
even tease.
hey,
Don't even
hey.
tease me like this. Don't even tease me like this.
Well, JD, you're not even gonna be in this map, so
This is not JD's
Yeah.
horniness. This is Spencer's horniness.
You're not in this episode, Spencer.
I
You're
don't want to
not
hear
in
about
this episode.
How do I
Spencer. We
I
are close friends.
caught Andrew's
but
reference
I
there.
do not.
No,
I do
that was
not.
me saying fucking Hayden's joke louder. So
Yes.
I will
Oh, was
take
it
that.
Hayden's? I heard a
Yeah.
no.
Uh.
You're not in this episode, which I think is like a Billy and Mandy thing.
I have no clue.
I think it's a
pretty sure.
Chowder reference.
Is it a Chowder
It
reference?
is Chowder.
Okay, cool.
I think it's yeah.
So wait, is Creme going in or was Creme doing?
I'm gonna curse. Crum's gonna curse under her breath. Fuck this. And she's gonna go in.
Okay.
Just out of the same spiteful feeling of not wanting to lose anybody else.
Yidril follows you in as well. And I will start... Actually, let me remove JD, because I thought he was going to be in this one. Bye-bye, JD.
The fuck out of here.
Fuck you.
So, you... Can you guys all see it now?
Yes.
Yeah. I think
Wonderful.
for one thing, out of a little bit of spite, Jesse has light cast on their staff, and it's a little brighter than they would normally make it.
Crib is definitely noticing this brightness.
So, you go down a rocky tunnel that eventually starts to morph into a more sort of laboratory-esque feeling. You get the nausea feeling of like bright fluorescent lights, but they're coming from these flames that kind of flicker as you go down the hall. And the stone turns white and organized, and the walls become marble as you enter. And before you see a bookshelf, or at least the backside of one. And Marion pushes it open, and you see... Actually, Ella, what do they see?
Okay. So, in, let's say, the middle of the room, the first thing they would see is what looks to be a, like, operating table. And on it, I mean, from here, they don't see much, but they see a person who is strapped down at the wrists and ankles to this table in the middle of the room. And then there's sort of other, like, restraints around the side of the room. And then sort of somewhere else, I can't tell where on the map, but there is a portal like the ones in the cave.
Yes. So, in the room, you can see everything I've laid out here, which is a big white open room with about 8 pillars on either side of the room. In the center is the operating table, which this woman with... you look down at... Krem, you have the shard, right?
Yeah.
As you walk in, you feel the magic return, as it wasn't in the anti-magic room. You feel the magic return, and the shard is pulsing as you walk into the room. And on the operating table, you can see her laying out, and there are dimensional shards piercing her body all over her.
Can I describe this?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so, like, all over her, you see these, like, what looks like just someone took a scalpel and, like, just cut into someone and then just shoved a dimensional shard in there. And she has probably 5 or 6 of them in different places along her body. And there are many scars from, you can tell, this very similar thing from before. And you can see her hair is all weird and like messed up and super short on one side, and you see another very big scar going from her right eye all the way to the back of her head.
So yeah, as you enter the room, all around you, you hear the clattering of different creatures. Over on your left-hand side, there is a large horse that is... Yeah, you can move into the room now. There's a large horse that is covered in red flame. It appears it's come from hell itself, clattering and making agitated noise across the floor. It too has dimensional shards pierced within its skin. Over on the left-hand side, there is some sort of weird humanoid creature with a green glowing eye in its center, and it's rattling its hands against the side of the cage, just laughing and jittering like a hyena. Which is odd, considering that in the next cage over, there's a gnoll who's also cackling like a hyena as he's pacing the room. There's a skeleton of someone or something that once resided in this cage as well, but nothing there anymore. Across the top right-hand side of the room is a slightly normal cage, and I now wish I had put a cow in this room so that you could have checked that off your list, Jesse, but there is a pig in a trough, just kind of minding its own business. These other two cells on the right-hand side, you can tell, are empty. Across at the very end of the room, there is a portal. But this portal is unlike anything you've seen before. The portals that you've entered have been somewhat calm. They change shape, the sides of the shards, like I've described numerous times, like a pond with ice kind of floating on the top. This one is multiple colors. There it is shaking and in a weird sort of way glitching, sort of like Into the Spider-Verse, but not in a like as drastic way. It is very unstable. You can tell that whatever caused this isn't natural in any sort of way. You can see red, green, blue, kind of all within this one portal, the shards kind of changing. And as the person in the middle of the room starts to wake up, a figure comes through. You see a mysterious figure walk through the portal. They are shorter, have this sort of cloak over their head with a mask, and they have a long leash that they're leading outside. It's kind of like a chain, and as they lead it through, the portal expands ever larger. It seems as though it's about to buckle under its own weight before this large creature steps through. And I'm just going to reveal it here. You see a T-Rex come through the portal and is being led through on a chain by this mysterious figure.
Fuck yeah.
You said the figure has a hood on?
It has a hood on, very akin to the robot from before.
You know, I think all the characters are kind of in a certain headspace, and I think that Jesse's is done with this. I am gonna put, not to hit them, but I want to put 2 Eldritch Blasts into their hood to try to take it off of them.
Oh shit. Okay. We'll have this be a surprise round because they were not expecting
Surprise round, heard.
someone to basically be here
And
at this time.
And I, at the same time, want to say, I don't want to hurt you. Why are you here? And I'm gonna Eldritch Blast their hood off.
All right, make 2 attacks.
What is my plus? Where is... There it is. 13 for the first one.
13, okay.
And 16 for the second.
So you fire off these Eldritch Blasts, and with an uncanny speed, the figure moves forward and then back, and the 2 bolts slam against the side of the laboratory wall, and he turns to you, and you can see the mask, and there are two, well, somewhat like eyes, but you remember this vision from before. You see what appears to be a recreation of a galaxy with a white center, and then on the other eye, a galaxy with a dark center. The eyes of life and death, carved onto a mask that this person is wearing. And they look at you, and they push back their cloak and reach down and pull out two revolvers. Krem, you wanted to do something as well, right?
Yes.
In the surprise round?
Yeah, I'd love to.
What would you like to do?
At the sight of the revolvers... Shit, Krem still has her memories. Her mom's memories and the telescope on her. Right?
Yes. Sorry, I'm just laughing at the fact that you renamed the T-Rex Big Thungus the Rungus.
Love
Sorry.
that.
It's
Sorry, I'm
great.
glad somebody noticed that. I did that like 2 minutes ago, and I was like waiting for the penny to drop there.
I will say, I noticed it then, but I've just tried to be
Yeah,
quiet.
I've just been waiting.
Sorry.
I did not notice. I have not been looking at the screen because it's hurting my eyes.
Way to stay in character.
Exactly. She is going to see the revolvers come out, I guess. How far? She's too far away, isn't she?
Let's find out. We have a ruler. So you've walked into this room. I'm going to say that you guys are probably in this formation about 60 feet away.
Yeah. Is that all of my movement?
I mean, you're a rogue. You can go pretty far. Remember that time
I
you
have
went like
80.
120 feet or something?
Yeah. Let's go 80 feet. I'm gonna bonus action dash so that I get over there really fast.
Okay.
And this could be very dumb, but I've already decided that, like, Krem preemptively retcon set the glass and, like, all of the memories of everything in the room before this one.
In the lobby room?
Yeah, I'll leave it in the airlock thing, and I'm going to not go for the man.
Okay.
That's not what I'm doing. Krem is going to open every cage that she can in this
Oh
room.
wow. Okay.
Okay.
I've been naming all the characters
okay.
in this room just so everybody knows.
We have Nightmare,
We have-
Thick, Noel,
We have
and Ben.
Ben.
Ben the pig.
Ben the pig.
So you're going to open the cage to the Nightmare?
Yeah, let's open the cage to the nightmare.
Okay, yeah, there's a lever on the wall. You can pull that.
That's what she's gonna do.
All right, so the door opens. Both of the doors open.
Isn't
this thing-
Nightmare... Isn't Nightmare canonically Strahd's horse?
It is not in this one. Not in this universe.
Not
Fuck
in this
you,
universe.
We don't want your vampire ass.
Or a previous student just like ganked Strahd's horse and kept it here.
Fuck you, Vampire Lord.
Fuck
Y'all
you,
will figure
Vampire
it out.
Lord
Maybe.
steals your horse, makes its name a
Y'all will figure out.